Hey y'all, I had to make this video because I just was listening to Trevor Lane, who I like for all practical purposes, and he says that the NBA is making a shift. They're now trying to play good defense, maximize turnovers, right, and get points off of turnovers and try to maximize every possession they have. That's the first statement he made. The second statement he makes is the NBA has really made a solid shift towards offensive rebounding. That's where the NBA is going. Blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Yo, you guys, that's clown shit. It's clown shit. I've been watching the NBA since 1983, 1984. It's always been about that. And the notion that he's telling you that this is where the NBA is going right now, this is what we're doing, this is what we're on right now, yo, your team is in trouble if you believe that even needs to be stated. If you believe that even needs... Listen, if you go and you get a job and you just moved out from your parents' house and you don't understand the simple fact that you can't spend more money than you're bringing in, you got a problem. And when I hear him say clown shit like this, it makes me wonder what the ultimate goal is. What are you trying to accomplish? Do you just need something to talk about? Do you need clicks? You trying to generate some money? I mean, what are you trying to accomplish? Yo, y'all, listen to this. Listen to this dumb shit.
I really think over the last few years, we've seen a shift in the NBA in a couple of areas. Number one being how aggressively teams seek out turnovers, live ball turnovers, and what the value those can bring. Teams are really gunning for steals right now, shooting passing lanes, putting a lot of pressure on the perimeter. And so the turnover game has become a very, very important one when we're looking at the margins of wins. And then the other one is offensive rebounds. And we'll talk more about those in a minute. But offensive rebounds are back in vogue, back in style. Teams are doing a much better job attacking the offensive glass. The Houston Rockets, my God, they make a living on offensive rebounds. And so those are two areas that teams are starting to recognize the true value. Offensive rebounds tend to lead to wide open threes.
Teams are starting to recognize the true value of offensive rebounds. Look, man, listen, 75 years of NBA history, 75 plus years of NBA history tell you. No, look, what did Pat Riley say in the 80s? No rebounds, no rings. Was he just talking about defensive rebounds? Yeah, he was talking about that too. But if you kill someone on the offensive rebounds, you get up more shots, you could shoot a lower percentage, and you could win. And that's what happened to the Lakers in the past. Yo, go back and watch some of the Laker games shortly after, in the few years after we won the title, when we decided to get rid of JaVale McGee and we didn't need Dwight Howard. And we thought small ball, all that dumb shit I talked about in my last video, when we thought all that dumb shit was the craze and that's where the NBA is going, right? Listen, the teams that recognize the simple shit, the obvious shit, who don't have to start with a knowledge. Look, if having decent knowledge is zero, and you have to state that turning the ball over, making the opposing team turn the ball over and shooting lanes and getting easy shots off of that and offensive rebounds is where we need to start going. If you even have to state that, your fan base is starting at negative. And listen, I don't really give a shit per se what Trevor Lane says. The reason why I care what Trevor Lane says is because I give a shit what our front office does. And I firmly believe, if you watch many of my videos, I tell you many times, I firmly believe that the front office is playing it safe. When I say playing it safe, I mean they're playing to appease the fan base. If we make a trade, the fan base will be happy. The fan base will get their dopamine hit. If we bring in Dorian Finney-Smith, a player that the fan base and many of the talking heads have been speaking about for years, if we bring him in, we did what the fan base wanted. They won't blame us. I hope that new management changes this mentality. But in the past many years, this is what I've seen from the Lakers. This is how I've seen them function. So this is the other reason why I think it's a big deal. Trevor Lane is the face of quote-unquote independent Laker media. He is. Respect to you. Respect to you on that, Trevor Lane. You are the face of independent Laker media. But if you have to state that getting live ball turnovers and offensive rebounds is where the NBA is going, you have a stupid fan base. Listen, I would be ashamed to make any kind of video in which those two statements stood and represented a portion of my video. I would be ashamed to do that shit. It's understood. If that's not understood to your team, then if you have a team with championship potential, you are not as good as you should be. No one should have to make those statements. That shit should be understood. Now, if you go into a half, right? Let's say you finish the first half and you got your ass whooped on the boards and you had too many turnovers. I'm not saying that JJ Redick shouldn't address that. That's not where I'm going with this. I'm speaking broadly. Anybody who watches this channel, they know I speak broadly. And the reason why I'm on this is because I watched the Lakers blow up the bubble title team. I watched them blow that team up. And what did they replace it with? An undersized, what they thought was a good 3-point shooting team. Why? Because that's where the league was going. They were on the same shit that Trevor Lane is on now. Now, I never co-signed us trying to be that 3-point shooting team. I never co-signed that. I've been watching basketball since 1983. You know what I come from. The minimum should be as big as possible and as talented as possible. That should be like the minimum of the components that make up your team, of what you put on the court. Instead, after the bubble title, I remember making posts in which I said, yo, I'm watching Duke play right now, and the average height on Duke's team on the court right now is about 6'8". We were playing lineups where the average height was 6'5" in the fucking NBA. Why? Because we were chasing a fad. Our big didn't have to be big. He could be a small ball 5. He could be a death lineup 5. All these stupid ass terms that Trevor Lane pushed. And that only one team was really able to accomplish, which was the Golden State Warriors, because they had the best shooters in history. But Trevor Lane pushed that. I remember that vividly. And while I co-sign where he's saying the Lakers need to go now, where the NBA is going, while I co-sign that, only the stupid teams abandoned steals and offensive rebounds. Only stupid teams abandon that. You talk to any old school, look man, and I've said this before, this is why I got a problem with flat earthers. A flat earther, let's say a 23-year-old flat earther, right? He will abandon thousands of years of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to say, me at 23, born in 2002, right? I know that the world is flat. It's an ego thing. It's about you. That's what it is. A flat earther is about him. It's about him being exceptional. It's about him being different, right? And I look at the NBA the same way. 75 years of NBA history tell you the basics. If you have to talk to someone about astronomy and you start out with whether the earth is round or flat, you're wasting your fucking time. You're wasting your time with that individual, right? If the minimum of knowledge and the minimum start point of any conversation is whether the earth is round or flat, or whether the sun or Mars or Venus is round or flat, you're wasting your time with that individual. Fuck them. It's because they're about them. You will not get a conversation in good faith. Your conversation is going to start with bullshit. And when you should be getting to this point, you're only getting to this point. And that's what I worry about with the Lakers, right? When they got the independent media, the head of independent Laker media, Trevor Lane, making statements the equivalent of, yo, could we just like get to the minimum? He's saying this. Look, man, I'm just somewhat frustrated because, in my opinion, this Laker team has the potential to win a title. I think with the addition of DeAndre Ayton in particular, this Laker team has the potential to win a title. But when you have to keep getting through people and their egos before you could make some kind of ground, before you could make some kind of push, into being great, you're just killing time. Stop killing time, man. I know this video may come off like a rant. I guess it kind of is, because I don't want Trevor Lane to dumb Laker Nation down when I believe the front office is listening to the Trevor Lanes and the Alan Sleewas and the Kamenetsky brothers to get a bellwether of what would make Laker Nation happy. In a sense, what would make Laker Nation shut the fuck up and just be content with the product, whatever product we put out? What's it going to take? And I believe they listen to these shows. And as long as these shows keep saying dumb shit, the league has never gone back, quote unquote, gone back or gone toward offensive rebounds. The stupid teams need to go toward offensive rebounds. The stupid teams need to not understand that 6'7", 6'8" defenders on the perimeter are harder to conduct your offense against as opposed to a 6'3", 6'4" guy. Only the stupid teams. So, is Trevor Lane telling you that you're a fan of a stupid team?
Totally fine. I'm here whenever you're ready to chat.
You see what I'm saying? What is he saying when he says this basic ass bullshit? Hey, y'all, I mean, it's just something that you see and notice. Like, I'm 48 years old now. And I know that if this guy or this woman or this group, right, I own a restaurant and I'm in competition with people, I know that if these people don't understand this simple ass shit, or they feel like they need to state this simple ass shit explicitly, or that the Lakers now need to go back to, even though it's a bullshit statement, they need to go back to offensive rebounding. What kind of dumbass statement is that? Did anybody see the 90s Bulls with Jordan on the perimeter and Pippen on the perimeter and Kukoc and Rodman and Ron Harper? What? Yo, you guys, take in what 75 years of the NBA has told you. Take that in. Right? Stop thinking you're special because you're new. Which I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, Trevor Lane, stop thinking you're special because you're a commentator or you're the independent Laker media guy in 2025. And accept 75 years of history and what it's told you. Accept that. Start from there. Make the fan base smarter, not dumber. If the fan base is smarter, I firmly believe Rob Pelinka will feel the pressure to do smarter stuff. Make smarter moves. Be a smarter executive. Not an appeasing executive. You see what I'm saying? Because I think the last couple of years, that's all Rob Pelinka did. He did shit to appease. Dorian Finney-Smith was an appeasing move. He was never going to get us over. He was a 3-and-D wing because, like Trevor Lane was saying, the NBA was going towards 3-and-D. It's a simple way to think, you guys. We just got to be smarter is all I'm getting at. All right, y'all. This is Pure Uncut Lakers. Please like and subscribe. I'll hit you next time.